What's good with y'all, man? Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the prototypes, archetypes, whatever you want to call them, in Madden 21 for the yard. Now, I have been playing the yard a lot. Hey, I'm loving it. It's turned. Hey, look, I haven't played with all the builds. As you can see, I have played with some of them, but I have a feel for all of them because I've played so much of the yard. I've seen all the builds. I know what stats mean. I know what all this shit means, right? So you can take my word on it, alright? I have played the shit out of it. Trust me. There's 13 builds. We're going to be ranking them from 13 being the worst, 1 obviously being the best. So let's get into it. Alright, so for the worst prototype in the game, I got to give it to Brick Wall. It's a linebacker and center type of build. So yes, he gets a little bit of speed, which is good. He's going to need it. Hit power and blocking, in my opinion. Blocking, I don't think it means a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Blocking is not a big deal for me. His power running is not very high, and hit power, it is very big, but it helps him out a lot. But the rest of his stats is kind of like eh. And then you can see he gets a plus up for his tackling and his catching, but his stats don't really bring in enough for him to be higher than these other guys, especially than the other linebacker on the list. So Brick Wall's going to have to be the worst build. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't. Alright, so for number 12, we got the blanket. Now, the reason this build is over the other linebacker is because he's faster. And that's huge. He's faster. The coverage as well. And his hit power isn't that much lower than his. So I would say if you really want to use a linebacker build, I'd actually go with this one. It's not bad, but for me, linebackers just aren't really for me. So you got that one. Number 11 on the list, we got the Manimal. Now, the other tight end on the list, it's actually pretty good. This one, the reason why the speed is what kills it for me, because the speed is really big in the yard. If you're fast, you can make so much plays out there. Speed is one of the biggest parts, and what kills this build is the speed. It's just not fast enough. Besides that, though, it's not bad. Once again, blocking though doesn't do a lot for me, but speed is what kills this one. Alright, so for number 10, we got Golden Arm. I feel like compared to the other quarterbacks, there's no point in using this build at all. You know, he's might be the slowest build in the game, maybe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure, but yes, all his throwing stats are great. He gets really great coverage. His throw powers gets a plus up, but all the quarterbacks get that. His carrying gets a plus up. This build is if you're gonna use a quarterback, don't use this one. There's no point. The other quarterbacks can throw the ball really good. I honestly was thinking about making this build worse for some of the linebackers, but I wasn't, just because you could put escape artists on quarterbacks and stuff, and don't use this build. Alright, so for number 9, we got Zeus. Now, this is actually a pretty good tight end build. He's got speed. You already know blocking, I don't think it matters a whole lot. Finesse running, very good. Coverage, not a big deal to me. The biggest thing is his speed is really good, and he's 255 pounds. So his wide receiver release goes up, and he's got good catching. So this build, if you're gonna use a tight end, you could even, man, this is looking like a good build. I can't wait to give it a shot, because I'm gonna try it, because hey, it's looking pretty good. Number 8, we got Jacked Up. It's definitely not a bad build. It's got speed, good coverage, right? It's just the other DB. He is he's a demigod. He's going to be up there on this list, trust me. But this is not a bad build. What kind of hurts it for me is that a lot of the stats are kind of just, it's mediocre, really. Like, it's kind of like, it's average. It's not bad. Like, it's kind of like a I would say I don't know. It just seems like it's really mediocre, average for me. Nothing really stands out for the build for me. And he's 6 foot, so it's like but it's not bad. It's alright. All right, so for number 7, we got the Buffalo, and you're probably thinking, what? Number 7? It's not a bad build. It's basically just a the trust build. This build is more like it's a physical quarterback that has some good speed, right? It's not bad, you know what I mean? It's a good build, don't get me wrong. If you're gonna use a quarterback, I'd say you either use the Buffalo or Trust. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this one. It's just, for me, if we're comparing it to the other quarterback, yeah, he's not better. Number 6, we got Rackzilla. Now, this is a good receiver build. The blocking for me, I kind of wish it didn't even have anything in there. I think it's just a waste of attributes, you know what I mean? He's got the plus up for catching his speed, right? He loses something for throw accuracy. That's really not a big deal. Power running, believe it or not, that's really big. That's how you fall forward, you break tackles, all that. That is a big factor in the yard. Route running is also really huge because if you know how to run routes in this game, it's major, right? And wide receiver release, which I don't think wide receiver release is really a big deal unless you're going up against like AI and man coverage. That's the only thing that's kind of like, that's what kind of hurts it for me, because usually when you're playing the yard, you're playing with friends and stuff, you're going against real people, so it's not a bad build. It's just, once again, the build's higher, they're just better. They're just better. Alright, so we are in the top 5. These are the 5 best builds. Alright, and number 5, we're starting off with Fast Cat, the first running back build on the list. This build, and let me tell you right now, I've went against it. You know, you see the height, weight, 5'11", 200 pounds. This might, I don't know if this is the fastest build in the game. I'm not sure, but it's fast. It might be the fastest one in the game. I'm not sure. He's fast. His jukes and all that, they're insane, right? Power running, that's what hurts it. The power running kills it for me, because that tough running is really big in this game. But fast, quick moves, can catch the ball. If you, this is a build you want to use. Number 4, we got You Can't Guard, and I know I call all the prototypes of builds. I'm used to playing 2K. We call it builds. Look, that's what I'm gonna call it, bro. So where were we at? Oh, yeah, number 4, we got You Can't Guard. Right, this is the best receiving build. Well, I'm not going to say receiving build, but it is a good build for catching the ball. I'll say that. This guy's going to catch the ball. Solid speed, not bad. He's just better than the other guys at catching the ball on the list. The guy we got coming up, he's just more universal. You see what I'm talking about. But good build. All right, that's all I can say. Number 3, we got the Magician. This build, it can do it all, right? It's fast. It can juke. It can run hard. It's like the Fast Cat build, but better, right? Because it's fast. It can run hard. It can juke, and it can catch. So it's like, it's that build, but just better. Simple as that. And then number 2, we got the Lock. This build, it is a demigod build. This build, it is fast, 190 pounds, 6'1", it plus up for the speed and coverage. This build is fast. It can catch. It's got some good route running. It's part defense, so you know it's going to be out there playing D, and it can play offense. It's like a Deion Sanders build. He can return the ball. He can play offense. He can play defense. I almost put this build at number 1, but I didn't. But you know what? I am considering it because I want to play with this build really bad because I've seen what it can do. This build is fucking godlike, right? I told you I want to say. It might take the number 1 spot. It's close with the number 1. It's really close. Number 1, we got Truz. Now, why is this the best build in the game, in my opinion, right? Quarterback is the most important position to fill. Now, I know you could flip it around. Everyone can throw the ball, right? This is the fastest out of all the quarterbacks. He's fast. He's faster than a lot of players, too, in the yard, right? The juking is very fucking good on this build. The throw accuracy, I've used it. It's dead fucking accurate. You hit every throw with this build, and it's fucking fast as hell. He doesn't fumble the ball at all. He's got a cannon. Quarterback's the most important position, right? But this build in the lockdown, it's a neck and neck. When I play with everybody, later in the year, I might do like a re-upload of this and be like, all right, here it is now that I've played with everybody. But right now, from what I've seen, what I've dabbled in, did this and that, did you feel me? Right now, this is the number 1 build, but hey, man, the yard's fun as hell. If you haven't played it yet, you gotta play it. That shit is so, it's so turnt, man. But like, comment, subscribe, man. Fuck with your boy, man. I'm out.